Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And in our top stories today, a person that we have covered essentially since the beginning of the vlogs or vlogs is Alex Jones. And now we're seeing here from MSNBC, Supreme Court won't review Alex Jones' appeal on a $1.4 billion judgment in the Sandy Hook case. The Infowars host had warned of a financial death penalty by fiat imposed on a media defendant whose broadcasts reach millions. And, of course, the second most hated person by the mainstream media, although they don't talk about him very much, is Alex Jones because of just his nature. And what's curious about Alex Jones is if I were to make a contrast in comparison to how people can perceive the way the left behaves, would be to point to Alex Jones and say, well, here is how an individual similarly to the left behaves, and that would be Alex Jones. And what do I mean by that? It means that Alex Jones can take a little bit of information and turn it into a massive mountain out of a molehill. And the left does the same exact thing. And it's very much like the strategy that we see from Donald Trump. He does a very similar strategy that the Democrats employ, and that is to push the boundaries, blur the lines, and put your opponent on defense. And so Alex Jones takes information, right, and then kind of just blows it out of proportion is basically what happens here. So here we have the Supreme Court has declined to review Alex Jones' appeal, which sought to upend the $1.4 billion judgment that the Infowars host called the largest in American libel history. And it is. It's really just a way to, how does one make up for pain, right? How does one make up for pain? Or in a divorce, how does one actually get, the correct, fair assessment or judgment in these things? It's really extraordinary. He has sued by victims' relatives over his lies about the 2012 massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut. Jones gets a little too excited. He gets a little too wound up, and then he starts kind of embellishing things, sensationalizing and exaggerating, which is what the media does all the time. And he got in trouble for it. The denial came Tuesday in an order list containing actions in the pending appeals. It takes 4 justices to grant review, and most petitions are denied. In his failed petition, Jones said the judgment can never be paid and that the litigation outcome is a financial death penalty by fiat. And that's exactly what they want to do. And that is to destroy, I was going to say Donald Trump, which they've already been trying to do that, but also destroy Alex Jones. And here's MSNBC right here. Circle back Jen Psaki.
Far-right conspiracy theorist Alex Jones may soon be forced to finally close up shop over at Infowars once and for all. I say may because it's quite the ongoing saga. To recap, Alex Jones's online media empire, Infowars, has long been a cesspool of fringe far-right conspiracies and fake news. And among the most egregious conspiracies he has platformed was the claim that the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School mass shooting was a giant hoax. Families of the victims of that mass shooting sued Jones for defamation, and in 2022, he was ordered to pay them over $1.4 billion in damages. Jones filed for bankruptcy, and Infowars was put up for auction last fall. And the winner of that auction was the satirical news outlet The Onion, the best detail ever. The outlet behind headlines like these, the ones you can see on your screen. Essentially, The Onion wanted to turn the already fake news Infowars into a parody of itself. And it was a purchase the Sandy Hook families welcomed. But then a federal judge rejected the sale and said that state courts should settle instead. So that brings us to the present. A state judge in Texas has now ordered all of Infowars' intellectual and physical assets to be turned over to a state receiver, who will then restart the sale process. Now, Jones thinks of himself as the victim of all of this and is still appealing, which is outrageous. So it remains to be seen if and when that sale will happen. But the owner of The Onion says, we're working on it. That's all I can say for now. I'll be tuning in. And a lawyer for...
And, of course, they're going to be very gleeful about it. They get all excited about it all. And so the distribution on this from Ground News, of course, is pretty massive. This is a big story because the media despises Alex Jones as much as they despise Donald Trump. But they can keep Alex Jones under control, and that's the whole thing. And these lawsuits against him through the families and lawfare against him for other reasons continues to go after Alex Jones all the time. And they gleefully, joyfully cover these stories where he loses in these particular appeals and so forth, because they're just evil people. They're just nasty people. Jones has apologized for what he had said, how he had taken it out of context and so forth. But in today's day and age, where people want vindication, it just isn't going to happen. As you can see here, this was back in 2023 when Elon said, "I vehemently disagree with what he said about Sandy Hook, but are we a platform that believes in freedom of speech, or are we not?" And of course, the debate over here, as Shannon Watts points out, defamation is not free speech. But it's interesting how the left can suddenly say how things are or aren't free speech. But as you already know, under the Biden administration, when the establishment uniparty had given the left all this power, they hijacked our culture, our institutions, and our justice system. And so they could say whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, and there was never any penalty. It was everyone else who didn't agree with them that had to be canceled and had to be shut down and had to be labeled as disinformation and misinformation. And speaking of which, of course, are the media ever going to be held accountable for all of these particular things here? And you can pause the video to read through them all. It's a lot. And came across this list the other day because I was thinking of putting one together myself. You know, what was all the different various things that were said by the media that was misinformation, disinformation, or things that were said that were mischaracterized or taken out of context by the media. And all of these particular categories here fall into that outline. But it would appear that that Alex has lost his case or his appeal by the Supreme Court. And so I'm going to continue to keep an eye on it. But I just wanted to kind of update you guys on what was going on with Alex Jones here, because he has always been a controversial figure for all this time. But even if I go over here to X, you can see that he's actually on. So this would not be the first time they've tried to shut down Alex Jones, for example, when the Onion was there, or through auction, or when the courts were going there, and even entered his facility without a justification or a warrant as well. And he covered that as well, because they had gone in to kind of intimidate him, to make him, to shut him down, saying, we're going to sell off all your stuff and this, that, and the other. So it's been an ongoing saga with Alex Jones. And I've not really watched a lot of Alex lately. I've not really kept up with him much. But, of course, everyone was always talking about how many of his conspiracies or alleged conspiracies actually came true, based upon what we've, obviously learned over the last 4 years. So it's been interesting. But nonetheless, let me know down in the comments section. Do you follow Alex Jones? Were you a follower of Alex Jones? Did you keep up with his work? Did you, take interest in a lot of things that he covered? Were you counting all of the correct things that he got right when everyone else was calling him a conspiracy theorist? Of course, we already know so many things that have changed. But I do welcome all of your guys' thoughts and comments down in the comment section. Of course, below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to. That would include X. And then, of course, if you do purchase often from Amazon or are an Amazon Prime member, I have my affiliate links down there below, as well as my favorite VPN, Trust Zone, no fuss, no bloat. You get straight to what you want to do. All these things help out the channel. But, of course, your likes, your shares, and your comments help out the channel just as much as that does to show the algorithm, of course, levels of your interest and satisfaction with the content. So thank you guys so very much. And appearing there on the screen, that's going to be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as the select notification. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.